All right, so TCU Baylor. What in the world? Chandler Morris. I'm not so sure Gary Patterson should have been fired for not playing him. I know Max Duggan was a returner, but what was that, a one-time hit thing, or was that who he is? Because he embarrassed the Baylor defense.
He's not doing that every week. He's absolutely not going to do that every week.
Some yards, no, but wow. I mean, he tore them up, and his ability to get away, eventually you lose some of that. He was just magical in that game Saturday, just bottom line.
Yeah, he was. He was fantastic. And, I should have probably had him on my players to watch, but, I still maintain that no matter what TCU did, Baylor should have won that game. And, TCU came out, popped them in the mouth, out-physicaled them in many ways, made bigger plays, out-coached them, absolutely. The only thing that was really even, quite frankly, was the penalties, because that was a total flag show. Whether they were legitimate or not, a lot of them actually were. And that was the frustrating part, was it was just penalty throughout that game. But that was on both sides. So, no, they out-coached, out-played, out-fought, out-executed, everything, Baylor, in my opinion, on Saturday. And yet there was Baylor at the very end of the game with a chance to go down and win it, despite all of that. And they throw one of the worst interceptions you'll ever see. Problem for Baylor fans, you saw Charlie Brewer do that twice against Oklahoma in massive losses.
So the loss of TCU was hard to accept. I felt like we walked in there with the wrong intentions, and in turn, it kind of turned into a loss. During the week, I felt like we had great preparation and great focus. Everything felt normal and it felt the same, but when we got to the game and we was in the game, I didn't feel like people were celebrating as much. Sidelines wasn't as hype as it usually is. So just little things like that can have a huge effect on the game. So I felt like those little things in turn kind of, gave us the loss and kind of warranted the loss that we received. So we walked in there and we made plays, but the celebration aspect and all of the other, festivities that you do with making good plays and just having fun on the football field wasn't there. So the energy kind of wasn't sustainable throughout the whole game. And TCU was the opposite of that. Every time they made a play, they were hyped. They was, having fun. So I think you could see that probably if you go watch the tape again and you go look at the TV copy, you could just see the energy. And that's something that we're trying to improve on away games, because we understand that we don't have our fans there, or as much fans as we usually have, and not as many players travel as they do on home games. So with that, I feel like looking at the tape, everything was fully under our control. We did a lot of things wrong. There were a lot of good things on tape as well, but for the most part, we didn't do enough good things to get the win. So we're looking forward to, improving on that this week, and I think it'll change really quickly in this next home game against OU. I don't feel anybody lingering. I feel like we're a mature team, and we understand that the TCU game was fully under our control, and it's something that, we kind of did to ourselves. So understanding that and getting past it, there's a such thing as a 24-hour rule. So you win or you lose a game, you gotta, embrace it, learn the things that you need to learn, have the fun that you need to have off the good things that happen. And then, move past it and understand that the next Saturday is gonna come fast. So we understand that, and the practices this week have been electric. People are trash talking in practice, and just making sure that everybody has that competitive spirit. I've seen energy from guys that don't usually show as much energy, so that's a great sign. And as long as we keep that and we go into Saturday with that mindset, we'll come out with the win, and we'll do what we need to do to get the win. I do feel like players on our team are ready for the challenge. You're seeing elevated energy, and you're seeing guys ready to compete. As a leader, I feel like if I do the same thing each and every week, it kind of shows the players on our team that it's a process, and that each week is a different team. But if you stick to your process and you stick to the things that you've been doing, you will, continue to grow. So I'm just trying to show the guys that this is the same week. This is another week of preparation and another week of just getting better. So I go into every game trying to make every play, I understand that every play can't be made by me, but I look to do my job, run to the ball, and make sure that my teammates are having fun. So I look forward to doing those 3 things, and I think those will kind of lead to success for us on Saturday. I wouldn't say that it's a different level of focus, but the coaches are definitely, sticking to their process as well. They're trying to, be consistent in their approach, whether that be, communicating and just showing us the right things to do on and off the field. So I would say that they're sticking to their process and they're continuing to pound the rock and, keep chipping away at it. So I would say that they're, being very consistent and, not making a week bigger than the other and understanding that each week is important. Our coaches have placed a huge emphasis since the beginning of the season when we first played Texas State on, our lane integrity and our four-spoke rush. So, they're continuing to chip at that rock and make sure that we're staying in our lanes and making sure that our gap integrity is where it needs to be. Although, TCU's quarterback did, scramble a couple times and make a couple big plays, we understand that the things that we did wrong and, like I said, we're looking forward to improving and, bottling and keeping Caleb Williams in the pocket as much as we can. With that being said, I do feel like the coaches did a great job at, preparing us and getting us in the right looks. But with that perfectionist mindset, every coach wants to do a lot better. Every player wants to do a lot better. So I feel like I could have did a lot better in the game. I know Coach Aranda feels like he could have did a lot better. And a lot of other coaches and players feel that way as well. So when I look at Oklahoma, I see a lot of talented players that, can make plays in space and over the top, whether that be in deep balls or crossing routes. They do a lot of great things. Their O-line is a pretty solid unit that likes to play physical. So, we're looking forward to the challenge and we're as ready as ever. We like challenges. We like going out there and fighting each and every week. And we think it'll be a good one on Saturday.